Alright, welcome back to Hearts Fire and 4 Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of Colombia. We are in the latest expansion and the latest version of the mod itself, so stability may or may not be the best thing. I can't make any guarantees. Um, so we do have a unique decision tree with the cartels, but we don't have a unique what's the word I'm looking for? Focus tree, there we go. Drawing a blank. So just doing the generic focus tree, Russian research and production as high as possible, as quick as possible. The cartels provide an interesting debuff with regard to our ability to lower corruption. So we have that. I think I'm gonna do a mix of playthroughs just based on the comments. Um, so I'm gonna stay Western aligned. We're gonna make it autocratic, but I'm gonna leave the cartels in existence, so it's more realistic. That way, I'm playing both of the requests that I've gotten for Colombia. Like, I think that's gonna be the play. The I may end up actually seeing what happens if I fail all these to get the cartels in power more. And I'm seeing what happens here, I guess. Hmm. But we'll see. I just need to do something to get access to corruption reductions as we try and yeah, because I imagine if there was going to be a cartel in power, right, they're going to start out as a pro-Western autocrat and then shift the government into either a non-aligned autocrat or a nationalist one. So maybe a military junta or something like that. That seems to be the most realistic outcome. All right, and continue with the research bonuses. Our interest rate is terrible right now. That's lovely. How's our power situation? Hmm. May bump this up to 2. We'll let that play out. Because if I get that up, I can slow down our interest rate increasing significantly. We're up to 400 billion in debt, which is far too much. Hold up. How long does this last? Additional incomes increases by 2.9 billion. Is that permanent? I don't know if that's permanent or not. That would be intriguing. I take the corruption, which it did. Oh, it only lasts 180 days. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. It's really bad. But that'll slow down our interest rate increase, I guess. Well, you figure things out as they come to you. Yeah. All right, I think that's going to be the play. Is going to be fight down corruption while maintaining some sort of balance here. Hmm. Got a thing in front of my monitor. I can't see a cup in front of my monitor. Could not see what I was doing. All right, supplies still terrible. Probably need to plan out railroads for our offensive actions. So let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully it doesn't freak out and crash. So this should be our capital, right? We only have three. We only have three external lines from our capital. This is actually really bad. That's really, really bad. There's not a lot of external like supply we can get like produce. Hmm. We'll go with something like that. And then probably need to prioritize these in this sense. Put them ahead of the resource increases and leave that singular line out. We really won't care about that because we won't have enough units. Power wise, we went up, but not enough to shift. So definitely need a second power plant. That is going to hurt my fuel gain, and I'm going to be struggling for oil. Research wise, we need $1 trillion economy. Yeah, so this is a couple 100 million right here as well. This, though, leads to another factory, which is what we're really going to need. We're going to go ahead and go for that. Abilities at 58%. The Ivory Coast is having a civil war. That's pretty wild. We're at minus 13% to our base research speed, so it's at least not negative or anything. It's pretty good. Um, Foreign influence, we only have an independence level of 56%. United States has a ton of influence over us. Did not look at that last time. That's pretty crazy. 25% just on their own. Probably need to lower my foreign investment acceptance when I hit around 60 to 70%. And unit wise, I did fix up the unit, but I did not swap out the motorized. Yeah, because it's showing it as a mechanized brigade still. I just need to update this. I'm going to make it regular foot infantry. but I am gonna give them like transport helis and stuff rather than regular supply trucks. And then yeah, I'll need artillery. Humvees, I don't think I need actual Humvees. We can still make them though, I guess. Well, yeah, someone's still using it. I need to watch that. They're cheaper to make. They have rubber as a cost versus light metals. This will be an interesting choice. If I have more light metals or rubber. And steel. And let's put mounted ATGMs. I don't need to actually make those, so that's good to know. With our current designs, there's something to update. And then, what are we fighting? Infantry over there. There's mech tanks. Oh, Peru. Peru. No, 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 no. Tanks, Peru? Come on. That is unfortunate for them. All right, we're going to get another power plant here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and work for the civilian industry. I'm going to rush it. All right, that should let me get our consumption increase. Probably. Actually, I'm going to need another power plant because I'm going to get that factory and then that's going to kick us negative again. Because I am going to get population growth before that populates or through. And population growth will kill my power. Yeah, so I'll have to trade for fossil fuels too. The worst. Like, do I actually build farms? It's debatable as well. All right. See what we have. Could make the agency already. Could do that. $30. It's only a month. Go ahead and make the agency. We'll get ahead of ourselves here. Um, this looks more official. This looks like something out of like the snake thing looks like a evil world villain from like something um like TV show or something like that. All right. Yeah, then I'm gonna get this is just gonna jump up by 3 billion in a couple weeks. Yeah, so what is that? 5 weeks. No, it's actually 6. 6 weeks. Do math. 7 times 6. There you go. Could subsidize the small businesses too. Try and just get all these bonuses up. So did we fail actually? Hmm. Very weird. All right, so we imported foreign automobiles. We'll get this factory. And this will give us that gives us renewable energy infrastructure, but we don't have batteries, so I'm not gonna do that. All right, good. Definitely want to establish a cybersecurity division, but I'm not gonna upgrade it more than that. We'll take the loan for that. We're gonna need everything we can if we potentially have to go to war with like Venezuela very quickly. Because Venezuela becomes what's the I guess doesn't become because they already are in real life, but an aggressor. Um well they were. I don't know, without Maduro they really I don't know what they're gonna do. It's gonna be interesting to see. Um okay, so this lowers our opinion of everyone by a ton, this lowers it by a little. Too big to fail. Yeah, we'll go too big to fail. We'll just stunt everything a little bit rather than a lot. Um, mobilization speed, burst networks. We're not going to be able to produce anything. So we don't even have 2G, let alone 3G on site. And I can get a couple from whatchamacallit, the focus tree. Trade with neighbors. What does this do? Trade relations with Panama and Venezuela. Yeah, so this gives us a couple network infrastructure. This gives us agent slot. That'd be nice. That's percentages of political power gain, so these are really nice to get early. A year, you get more stability and wartime reductions. Got it. So it's just a buff. Yeah, we're definitely going to end up doing army reform at some point. Production, light weapon production per year. So it's only a year you get the bonus there. Yeah, we'll just keep to ourselves as well. And we get Marcella Blanco. So Marcella, nothing. Like white. I think Peru. This is going to be my goal. For 2010s. Actually, before the 2010s, I want to see if I can do anything. I don't think I can, but we'll see. We're up to 107%. When we get up to like 113, 114, I can up the additional consumption again. We're going to get another factory, so that'll help. Education cost reductions and research speed bonuses. Yeah, so that used a little bit of the power we gained back. Ooh, look at that fluctuation. That wasn't good. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna power through the economy growth. Move all the Caribe. I don't know. We'll have the election come up real quick here. I really don't care who's in charge. It's gonna be some narco dude anyway. This guy gives no bonuses. That party looks like they're gonna win. Maybe we have a civil war. Who knows? Honestly, if the Liberal Party won, I think we get better return on investment and corporate tax revenues. So that would be better for our growth stage. We're not gonna do anything right now. We're not gonna gamble on events. Gonna keep letting it ride. Talks are beginning. We have a decision here. They want 35%. We could invite the Radical Party, which I mean, I think that will lend ourselves to a change later on, I would assume, right? And if I leave this, what happens? I'm just gonna let it go and see if we have a civil war. And let it ride and gamble on our future. I'm gonna add a full stack, and then once this finishes, I'm gonna have to manually move it. We're up to one political power again. Oh, perfect. Uh, I think this option, just because it bumps up the opinion, is what we're going to do. I'm not going to use any more upgrades on... Well, that didn't work. On the intelligence agency, not until our economy is fixed. I did have to take a loan out for getting that set up. And then I'm going to want to do the same thing for an enrichment facility later. Let's see, when does this finish? 25th of September, so we've got 2 months. July of 2002 is when America has September 11th happen. Fortunate. Yeah, so I lost a lot of like political power because of the election failure. Yep. So war on terror, something about George Bush. So I'm assuming George Bush won here. Oh yeah, look at that. They're following the historical route for the U.S. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move this down. Yeah, so 5%, definitely not enough to last as far as power gain. We're gonna have to throw in some more factories in there. Our 10,000, so it's twice as much production time to build a power plant than it is a network infrastructure. Or maybe more or less, I don't know. It depends on bonuses, I guess. Definitely gonna need one of these too at some point. We'll see where the secret research lab goes. If we're gonna get it anyway. Yeah, we are getting very close to having at least a base research speed that's normal. 2 days. That is very close. So our computing is starting to catch up. Yep. Countdown to the end there. I think our GDP per capita is... Oh wow. Our growth drop. That's lovely. That's got to be from losing fast growth is what I would assume. And we're going to run out of fuel here too. Without getting shifted over to whatchamacallit, nuclear power. There we go. All right, so the world tension is high enough. Yeah, so if we had global interventionism, I should have got that. What I should have gone for. If I was gonna play this again, instead of getting corruption reduction, I probably would have got that. But who knew? I didn't really think about that. That could have been awesome. All right, we'll keep working on power reduction. See what that does. I imagine it's more than 105. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see. That's plenty. We can go up in our expenditure. Get this. And we can work on secret weapons research. That lab going. So working through the network infrastructures. This will give us one on each zone if I remember right. So we do need to look at getting the rest of these done. This is fine. Go ahead and throw that there. And then once we get the roads built everywhere else, I can work on those. We'll start with Caribe and we'll throw network infrastructure in there after that. You just want to get construction speed bonuses as much as I can. Because we almost have a full stack of factories already, so that's not going to be too hard to get that up. It's going to take a while, though. Our first factory is going to be very slow to make. But once we start getting stacks of them and we can keep production up, we'll be fine. It'll scale and start snowballing very quickly. Yeah, so that'll be November. We'll probably get this by January. And then this will be a year after that. That'll be in like 2003. Also, time is up, and I need to get this out so that. Yeah, I'm already. Oh, yeah, I'm not making the time frame for the release. That's unfortunate. All right, well, anyone was curious where we stand after our little minor financial crisis, we are $630 billion GDP. And logistics update, we are starting to stockpile some weapons and equipment, but we don't even have 10,000. So, anyway, y'all have a good one. I'll catch everyone on the next episode.